What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have massive unboxing 8 for you guys. I know it's been a while since I last done a massive unboxing, but I'm so excited to do one again, as of course I'm kind of like saving up on some budgeting and all that stuff, like saving up some money. Don't want to spend too many models for this year. Of course, I kind of like spent a lot, like last year I think, but I want to like try to make sure that I have a balance money thing. Yeah, I just want to save some money, so, well, for other stuff of course. But other than that, I do have some models that I do want to purchase. Well, I just purchased like a few months ago. Well, some of these models, it's been a month since I had them. And yeah, maybe like the 30-day return fee is kind of like expired for some of these retailers, but I'm just excited to like unbox them. I know it's been a while. I know they've been sitting in my closet for like a while, but I'm just excited to unbox them. So, as you can see by the title, this massive unboxing consists of only one airline. And I don't think I've never seen somebody do like a massive unboxing with just one airline. And yeah, it's kind of like something different I do want to try, because like I'm trying to like build up this airline that I'm trying to need for some of my airports, my mall airports in this case. But other than that, I'm excited to do this massive unboxing for you guys. And yeah, so we're gonna get started with our first box for this set. So let's get started with our first box. And here we go with our first box. This box comes from PandaFox Toys. And I don't know why, because every single massive unboxing I do, I always start with a box from PandaFox Toys. Now, I don't know if this is becoming a trend for my channel or not, but I'm trying to like make sure that if ever I do like a massive unboxing, like I always start with PandaFox Toys. I don't start with like Midwest or like Waffle or something, but I always start with PandaFox Toys. So here it is right there. Now, in terms of the shipping, because I think this is USPS priority mail, I don't know. Kind of like seeing some indentations, but I'm hoping these models are intact at least. So yeah, let's just get unboxing, and yeah, I'm just excited to like show these models to you guys. So yeah, so we're gonna like cut all these sides right there, and then make sure I cut the front. The top parts are kind of like hard, but I'm trying to like make sure I do my best without cutting myself. So come on, and there we go. Ooh, I think I may have like indented the cardboard board or something, but whatever. But either way, we're gonna open up these like packing, like the flaps for the, yeah, and here we go. So I do have, I don't want to show the models to you yet, but I do see one. We do have my 5% discount code for PandaFox. This expires on June 3rd, so it's kind of like closing in on June, I must say. This is coming out in like late May or something, but here is the coupon code. This is Charlie Mike Julu. Let me reread the code again. The discount code is Charlie Mike Juliet Zulu Niner November. I had to like say that slowly just to like don't stumble, like stutter. But here we go, everybody. So as I take out these packing paper, we do have our first model up, and here it is. This is the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Tennessee 1 livery. Another state livery to add to my collection, and I'm just excited to have this in my collection, of course, for my Southwest collection. But not to mention, I also have another state livery in there, and that is the Southwest 737-800 in the Illinois 1 livery. So here she is right there. Also excited to have Illinois 1 in the collection as well. Illinois 1 is a very special state livery for me, and I'm just excited to have her in my collection. So yeah, so that is it for everything inside this box right here. So we're gonna like throw this to the side like so. Gotta like slam it down there. But I'm excited to have these two state liveries. We're gonna like start off the massive unboxing with some special liveries for today. So here are the special liveries right here, and I'm excited to unbox them and have a take a closer look at these beautiful models. And here we have our two special liveries from Southwest Airlines on the Boeing 737-800s. We have Illinois 1 to your left and Tennessee 1 to your right. So these two special liveries were repainted from Southwest back in September 2022. Both of them, well, Tennessee 1 came first, and then Illinois 1 came days after. So NG decided to like do these models. Of course, Illinois one was back in December 2022, and Tennessee one, I think it came out. Oh yeah, I think it came out on like the October 2022 releases from NG, is what I'm thinking about Tennessee one. But other than that, I'm excited to have these two models in my collection, like I said. And I think what I do want to start off first is Tennessee 1, since Tennessee 1 came first. So let's begin unboxing Tennessee 1 to start us off. So let's do it. And let's kick off today's massive unboxing with the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Tennessee 1 livery by NG models. I am super excited to have this state livery into my collection, another state livery to add, and this should be very nice for my Southwest Airlines collection. Now before I begin this box, I do want to say this box art is very interesting. One thing I do notice is you got like the symbol for like the Tennessee state flag right there. And this side is pretty much like a lot of red on this side. But then when you move on to like the right side, it's like a lot of yellows has like taken over this front portion of the box. And it's quite interesting because I kind of like realized this side right here is mostly the Tennessee state flag, while you got this side is like the Southwest Airlines tail they use if there's like a special livery. So I'm kind of like referring to this tail. So as you can see, it's quite different than just the regular Southwest Airlines tail, because of course like some of the planes are painted like a full body painting, so they had to like use this tail if they were to put a special livery into it. So that's pretty interesting right there. And I would say some people may not like it, but I would say it's a very nice box art from NG, and overall, it does look very nice, I must say. So you got your Boeing 737-800 tiles right there, you got your Southwest Airlines logo right there, the CGI image of the aircraft, Tennessee 1 right there, NG models logo, 1/400 scale, Diecast collectible models, Diecast metal, and then there's your Boeing product right there, Boeing licensed product, and the aircraft registration, which is November 8620 Hotel. And I did see this aircraft last week after class, and yeah, it was like after class, like it was on like I don't really remember on what day it was, but I did see Tennessee 1 when she departed out of Sacramento, and I had to like get a low angle shot of that aircraft. I wish I could have like gotten her when she was landing or taking off, but my class, I had to like go to class, and yeah, I kind of like delayed. But hey, at least I got the Tennessee 1 state livery on the 800, so I managed to see this aircraft at least, but not in like a proper photo. And Tennessee 1 is actually a very special state livery for me because this was the first state livery I caught for Southwest Airlines, and this was back under Boeing 737-700 when I spotted her in San Francisco in 2019. And overall, the photo, I would say I was kind of like new to plane spotting around that time. And yeah, while that photo could have been a lot better, yeah, but that was my only photo of the Southwest 737-700 in that state livery. So while it's unfortunate that she is now repainted, at least I saw the Tennessee 1, like I said, on the 800, and I'm so glad to have this model into my collection as well. So, as you can see, here's the sides right there, very nice. Here's the top side, which is all yellow, quite interesting. Here's another side, and here's the back side. So here's what you got. So you got the NG logo right there, their social media pages, and your warning hazards, and the item number is 58157. So, I'm just excited to unbox her, and I can't wait to see her and what she looks like. Now, if I could try to like, there's like a slight opening over there, and usually I would always go for the top portion, like the top portion of the box. So there's no dents, so here's what I'm referring to. And let's take her out for the first time, and there she is right there. Wow, really liking the color, I must say. And here's my CRP from NG. This is in their August 2022 format, so it's blue, of course, and yeah, kind of outdated. And how about this? I kind of like realized, but this is like a new cradle for their Boeing 737, so quite interesting right there. And yeah, probably just can help for like quality control stuff. So I kind of like what NG is going for in this direction, so really nice. So that way we don't have as many broken models on them. And of course, NG Models is a great company. Wow, take a look at her right there. Okay, the wing is good. Now just to make sure. That other wing is good. Horizontal stabilizers. And there we go. She is perfectly intact. Our first Southwest model has been intact. And man, the Tennessee 1 livery is a very nice state livery from Southwest. And I'm so glad they repainted this plane in the 800. Wow. It looks much better on the 800 in my opinion, and overall, that model, the 1-400 model, looks absolutely beautiful. And here's the NG Models 1-400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Tennessee 1 livery. Wow, this is a very nice model to add to my collection, and NG did a wonderful job on this model. Everything from the mold to the colors, wow, it looks absolutely beautiful. So, let's get started with the front side on the port side of the aircraft. So you got your cockpit windows right there, along with the pitot tubes right there. There's your outline of the radome right there, and parts of the registration right there. And here's the nose gear, and here's the L1 boarding door, and your Southwest heart. You also got the Tennessee 1 logo right there. And of course, Southwest Airlines is an all-economy product, so all their seats run from the front side to like the aft side of the aircraft. Moving on to this side, you got the Tennessee symbol on their state flag right there. It's also painted on like the engine as well, so kind of like make sure that that circle lines up. So quite interesting right there. There's your top antenna right there, and then there's your Wi-Fi dome, which is painted red, which is nice attention to detail from NG. Here's the main landing gear right there, and then there's your emergency exits right there. Let's take a look at some wing details. So let me just zoom out and bring this model up. If I can focus on the wings, there we go. So kind of like better. There's your emergency exits light indicators. There's your cold soak fuel frost right there. There's your engine pylons, and here are the red fairings, which is quite interesting because like some of Southwest planes are like painted, have their fairings painted, mainly like on their special liveries. So kind of like nice that they have some red fairings on their Tennessee 1 plane. And here are the spoilers and some flat detail from the leading edge all the way to the trailing edge with the flaps. And here's your split scimitar right there, looking very nice and quite proportional. Decent size, and yeah, very nice from NG. And glad that they managed to get that right. And here's the bottom antenna right there. Alongside with that, you got some dual bottom antennas on the belly of the aircraft right there. And then zooming in a little bit more just so I can get some more details. There's your back antenna right there. And then moving on to like close to the empennage, you got the L2 door right there and the aircraft registration, which is November 8620 Hotel, like I said. And moving on to the empennage, you got the US flag right there on the dorsal fin and your horizontal stabilizers and the Southwest Airlines tail, which of course it is painted because there's a state livery that is painted on this aircraft right there. So very nice right there. And yeah, so overall, very nice model, like I said. And now moving on to the starboard side of the aircraft, you got much of the R doors right there. But you can see your front cargo door right there. Kind of like hard to see because it's because of the aircraft's paint. And moving on, you got the aft cargo door, which I'm guessing it's somewhere right there. But once again, the aircraft is painted red, so it's kind of like hard to see. And now moving on to a top view of the aircraft, so let me just set her right here. So here's the top view of the aircraft, looking very nice. Looking very decent. And moving on to the bottom side, you got all these amazing detail right there. Moving on to the front side, so here's the front side of the aircraft. Perfect ground flex configurations on this aircraft. And the back side, if I can try to there we go. So here's the back side of the aircraft, perfectly leveled horizontal stabilizers. So overall, once again, NG Models did a wonderful job on this model, and once again, it's another state livery to add to my collection. And overall, they did a wonderful job on this beautiful state livery. Once again, the color is very vibrant. Wow. Very nice model from NG Models, and once again, as I said a couple of times, so fortunate to have another state livery into my collection. So that is it for Tennessee 1. Let's move on to Illinois 1. And here's Illinois 1 on that same aircraft from Southwest Airlines by NG Models. Super excited to also have Illinois as well. And yeah, another state livery along with Tennessee 1 to add to my collection. So I'm just excited. So you got your Boeing 737-800 cells right there. You got the Illinois 1 logo and the CGI image of the aircraft. You got the bald eagle, kind of mostly printed on this entire box. And then you got a shield right there. And then you got your Southwest Airlines logo right there and the NG Models logo. And then you got 1/4 scale Diecast collectible models, Diecast metal, and your Boeing licensed product right there. And yeah, quite an interesting box, I must say. Really nice, and I gotta say, very well detailed as well. And then you got the aircraft registration, which is November 8619 Foxtrot, and Illinois 1 is like vice versa for Tennessee 1, as this is the last state livery I caught to complete my Southwest Airlines state livery lineup. And I did see Illinois 1 back in November. I got a wonderful lighting shot of this aircraft when she was about to take off on 35 right at SMF. And overall, that photo really turned out amazing, and I'm just super proud to catch this aircraft. And I'm just beyond happy to complete the Southwest Airlines State Livery Collection with Illinois 1. But I'm not sure if Illinois 1 will be the last because Hawaii 1 is actually coming soon. Well, as of this recording, Hawaii 1, it is scheduled to be on a MAX 8 from what I heard. But I haven't seen her yet, but hopefully I do soon. So I'm just excited for that. And then moving on to like the sides right there. Pretty nice sides. You got Southwest and all these stuff right there. And then here's the back side of the box. You got the NG logo right there. And of course the same thing. Their social media pages and the Boeing licensed product is right there. And the warning hazards as well. And the item number is 58161. So let's do this. So also excited to add Illinois 1 as well. Now, I think I might be getting the January 2023 format for the CRP. Because like this came out on their December 2022 set. So, kind of like most likely it'll be in the 2023 format for Southwest. Well, for NG models, of course. And there she is right there, looking absolutely beautiful. Now, as I see, I guess I do. So here is the January 2023 format. So yeah, I kind of like gotten this already, so kind of like not new to me. So here she is right there. And that same cradle, of course, in order to keep models from keeping them intact. And here she is. Wow, take a look at that. Beautiful aircraft. Oop. Oh, just making sure that there was no bent antennas. But we got one wing attached, another one. And what about the horizontal stabilizers? Ooh, kind of like slightly, but it isn't coming out at all. And we got Illinois 1 intact as well. Wow, take a look at that. As I set my camera down, just to make sure that the aircraft is in the middle. Take a look at that aircraft, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's the best it can do. But overall, I'm also happy to have Illinois 1 in my collection as well. And here's the NG models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Illinois 1 livery. Looking very nice in 1/400 scale, and once again, this is another state livery to add to my collection, and I'm so fortunate to have this aircraft. So of course, we're going to start with the port side. On the front side, you got the cockpit windows right there, along with the radome outline right there, and the pitot tubes right there, and the nose gear door right there, with parts of the registration. And then you got your Illinois 1 logo right there, the tiles. And then you got your bald eagle right there, along with some quite interesting, like, I think this like straps or something that has words. I can't really call what the words are because like it's a 1/400 model. There's your L1 boarding door right there, along with your Southwest hearts. And of course, I don't think I should be like reviewing much of these, like on what the seats are, because Southwest Airlines is an all economy product, which I pretty much know already. But yeah, so here's the middle side of the aircraft. You got the shield right there, and of course, when you line it up with the engine, there we go. It puts a very nice it's like a dimensional thing, because like you got like the shield in the center, so that's very nice. Like this part of the shield is in the center, so that's very interesting right there. There's your top antenna along with the bottom antenna right there. There's your main landing gear right there, and of course it is painted this main landing gear tire right there is painted in brown, which is quite like, it's fitting for like this aircraft, I gotta say. And then moving on to the wing, let me zoom out real quick and focus. There we go. So you got your fairings right there, which are painted brown, fitting for this special livery. And then you got your engine pylons on the CSFF right there, and the emergency exit slide indicators right there, along with the leading edge slats and the trailing edge flaps, and your speed brakes and spoilers, from flight spoilers to ground spoilers. And moving on, let me zoom it in again. There we go. So you can see more clearly right there. You got your emergency exit doors right there. And here's the split Scimitar, looking very nice from NG. There's your, I think I already went for the top antenna, but yeah. Here's your Wi-Fi dome right there. Let me try zoom it closer. There's your Wi-Fi dome right there. Moving on to this side of the aircraft, close to the back. You got the aircraft registration, November 8619 or Foxtrot, which is kind of like hard to see because like it's painted like a grayish color. So yeah, kind of like hard to see from an eye, but I can still see it. And then you got your L2 door right there. And of course you got your US flag on the dorsal fin of the 737. There's your back antenna. And I forgot to mention that we also got the dual antennas right there. So very nice, of course, great attention to detail. And moving on to the empennage of the aircraft, you got like, this is like the sun for like the Illinois state flag. This is kind of like the sun, and this blue part is kind of like the ocean, I think. And yeah. So here's the APU right there and the horizontal stabilizers, and let me zoom out. Actually, I can zoom out just a little bit. You got the Southwest Airlines tail right there, looking very nice. So yeah, a very nice model from NG, along with Tennessee 1. And yeah, they did a great job on this model. And then here's the starboard side. Of course, you got your R doors right there. And then you got your front cargo bin right there, the cargo door right there. And the aft cargo door, I know it's kind of like hard to see it because like of this brown area. But the aft cargo door should be somewhere right there. And now for the different perspectives, so let me give you guys the top view. So here's the top view of the aircraft, looking very nice. Of course, you got these amazing detail from NG. And moving on to the bottom side, you got all these amazing detail at the bottom. And of course, there's no stand hole, which I'm hoping NG can actually do like a stand hole on the 737s. But I think it's kind of like reasonable because I think they're not ready for that yet. But hopefully soon. Hopefully they can add a stand hole to their 737s, just like Gemini jets. Here's the front side of the aircraft, looking very nice. And moving on to the very back side, let me try to make sure that I angle this right. There we go. So here's the back side right there, looking very nice. So once again, a very nice model from NG Models, and yeah, a very nice state livery done in 1/400 scale. And yeah, NG Models is like the first retailer to create Illinois one in the 800. So very nice that they made one for the 800, and overall it looks absolutely nice. Of course, with their 737 mold, it makes this model look very superior, I must say. So yeah, that is it for box 1. Let's line up all my 2 state liveries and we'll move on to the next box. And box 1 looks absolutely amazing with these 2 Southwest Airlines special liveries from PandaFox Toys. You got Tennessee 1 and Illinois 1. These 2 models are perfect to add to my SWA collection. I love them. So that's it for box 1. Let's move on to box 2. Alright, and moving on to our next box. This next box comes from West Coast Diecast, and I decided to purchase 2 models rather than 1. And technically I would usually purchase 1 model from them, but I have never purchased 2 models from them. So this is quite interesting. This is kind of like a change for a West Coast Diecast order. But I'm excited to have these 2 models, as these 2 models are pretty critical for my collection, I must say. And this is quite an interesting packing design from West Coast, so quite interesting right there. And let me see if I can try getting through this. And of course it's quite different. And yeah, so of course West Coast Diecast, they are a great retailer, and I'm glad to purchase models from them because it is a very nice retailer once again. So as I get through all this, I think that should work. And as I open them up, there we go. Oh, I think it's kind of like difficult. Well, yeah. Oh, I think there's like a little bit more tape. Oh, actually, there we go. Actually, I can actually. Oh wait. Yeah. All right. But anyway, we do have our models right there, and okay. Well, quite interesting. But I do have the Southwest Airlines 737-700 in the Coco livery, like the Pixar Coco livery. Now, initially, quite interesting, but I'm not sure about this model. But I also have this beauty right here. This is the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the Canyon Blue Retro livery. Really excited to have this model in my collection. I do have another Canyon Blue plane coming up, but I don't know what happened. I don't know why I got like this Coco livery, but I don't know. I mean, like, it's quite interesting because like initially from this order, I was supposed to get like Canyon Blue blended, but I don't know what happened with that blended. It said it was the last one in stock, but hey, I mean, like, I would probably like sell this to somebody else. I'm not sure what to do with that model, but I will still review it. And here's what they offer me as a GSC. It's kind of like a baggage loader, so quite interesting. Are there any more? Just to make sure. There's nothing in there. Yeah, also nothing in there. So I don't know why I have a different model than the usual, but quite interesting right there. But that's it for this box, so I'm just gonna like, whoop. So yeah, but overall quite interesting mix up right here. I wasn't expecting like the Pixar Coco livery to come here, but I do have these models either way. But I think what I do want to start with first is, I don't know, like, I know the Max 8 is kind of like a very nice model, but I don't know to be exact. Actually, I think I want to like start off with the Coco livery first, since that's like a retired livery already. So let's start with the Pixar Coco first. Alright, so beginning with the oddball right here, we have the NG models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Disney's Pixar's Coco livery. Now this came in from NG models February 2023 set, and quite interesting because this is now a retired livery, and yeah, this aircraft right now is painted in the Heart livery right now, so yeah. But quite an interesting livery to say the least, to promote Disney's movie Coco, or Disney Pixar's Coco movie back in 2017. So let's get started with the box. Oops, I did not meant to drop my pencil. But here we go. So you got the Boeing 737-700 tiles right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft. You got the Disney's Pixar's Coco logo right there. You got the NG models logo, 1/400 scale Diecast collectible models, Southwest Airlines logo right there. And the aircraft registration is November 7816 Bravo. Need to read that again. And then you got your Boeing licensed product right there. And I gotta say, this is a very nice box art from them. I really like the guitar right there and all these all these amazing details that are in like the movie itself. So yeah, and I have seen Disney's Pixar's Coco. It is a very nice movie, and yeah, I would highly recommend watching it if you're like a Disney fan. And yeah, I'm not all Disney, but hey, Disney is very nice. And then you got your NG logo right there, and their social media pages, and the warning hazards, and the item number is 77031. So, once again, I really don't know what to do with this model to be exact. I know this is not the Canyon Blue, because I think I said that I was gonna have like a Canyon Blue blended, but I don't know why they like stick this into this package. But I'm just excited to see it. It's gonna be interesting. And yeah, there she is. So, very interesting to say the least. So, as I take her out, looking very nice, I must say. And wow, very nice. And of course, I check the wings. Looking very nice. And the horizontal stabilizers. And it is intact. So here is a closer look at the Coco livery. This is a very nice livery, I must say. I still want my blended Canyon Blue plane, but I would probably have to like do something about that. But other than that, this is a nice addition to add, to say the least. And overall, it's a nice model, a very oddball to say the least, like I said. And overall, a very nice model, and yeah, very nice from NG. And here's the NG models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Coco livery. Quite an interesting livery to say the least once again, and yeah, it is a very nice livery. I've seen these pictures, I've seen the Coco livery back when it was painted in the Coco livery on like these Google images, and yeah, it is a very nice livery to say the least. So yeah, Southwest Airlines did a very nice job on this livery to say the least. So of course, let's get started with the front side. Let me try to like focus. There we go. So you got your cockpit windows right there, and the pitot tubes right there, and the radome right there. And you got all these like details from the movie. These are like, I think these are like gold flowers, I think. Maybe. And then you got your nose gear and nose gear door. You got your L1 Boeing door and the heart logo. And then moving on to this side, you got the big Southwest Airlines tiles right there. And then you got your bottom antenna. There's your CFM 56-7B engines. And there's your single emergency exit door right there, along with the top antenna. Moving on to like the wing side, like the wing. You got your main landing gear right there, and the blended winglets, looking very nice. And moving on to like some wing details. So let me just put the aircraft right there. here's some wing details. You got the emergency exit slide indicators right there, and the CSFF right there. Of course, this is where like this area would like heat up to prevent ice from forming in the wing. Then here's the slat detail right there, leading edge and the trailing edge. You got the flaps, and then you got the fairings right there, and some speed brakes and spoilers. And then moving on to like close to the back, let me just like put this right there. You got your L2 door right there. You got the Disney Pixar's Coco logo, and along with the guitars. And then you got your what is that? Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi dome. And then here's the bottom antennas right there. Looking very nice. And then moving on to the empennage, you got the aircraft registration, November 7816 Bravo, and then you got your US flag on the dorsal fin. And there's your APU and horizontal stabilizers, and there's the Southwest Airlines tail. This is like their regular tail if they were to paint their aircraft in the normal livery. To be exact, it's the heart livery. And then you also got like these yellow details and like the red details of like the Pixar's Coco movie right there. And yeah, once again, it's a very interesting livery to say the least. And I gotta say, it's a very nice livery. One of Southwest's nice liveries, I must say. I might add. And then moving on to the starboard, you got your front cargo door right there, and the aft cargo door should be right there. And now moving on to a top view of the aircraft, so here's the top view of the aircraft right there. All these amazing details. Moving on to the bottom, very nice as well. Of course, no stand hole. And then moving on to the front side of the aircraft. Ooh, trying to make sure that the front focuses. Yeah, this is kind of like okay enough. But here's the front side, and then moving on to the back side. There it is. This is the back side. So once again, a very odd choice for West Coast Diecast to pick this model. I still want my blended Canyon Blue plane, but I mean like this will do for now on. But I think what I'm gonna do with this model is like, well, it is a retired livery, so maybe I can like sell this one on eBay or maybe like give it to someone else. But other than that, if you're a big fan of Disney and a big fan of Coco, this is a very nice model to add. And yeah, a very nice model from NG Models and Southwest Airlines. So that is it for this model. Now let's move on to the Canyon Blue Max 8. Alright, before we move on to the next model, I do want to show you the purchase receipt I got from West Coast Diecast when I ordered those two models. So as you can see right there, this last one, this is the 737-700 with the Canyon Blue livery. And yeah, it's no longer there because I purchased it. So quite odd to say the least. I was not expecting to get that Coco. But I do know some websites, some retailers that still have that model. So I may try to look into those, and hopefully I can get my Canyon Blue blended winglet planes. So other than that, quite interesting to say the least, but we will move on to our next model shortly. And here we go, everybody. Right here we have the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the Canyon Blue retro livery. I am super excited to also have this beautiful model in my collection. And yeah, another Max 8 from NG Models. This is my second Max 8 from NG, and I'm just super excited to have this in my collection. It will be perfect for my Desert Gold Retro livery. And speaking of that, if I were to align the Desert Gold Retro to this box, it would create this nice box art where you have the Desert Gold on the left and the Canyon Blue on the right. So that is quite clever from NG Models, to say the least. So that is very nice. So you got the Boeing 737 MAX 8 tiles right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft. Southwest Airlines tiles right there. You also got the Colleen Barrett sticker right there, heroine of the heart. And yeah, Colleen Barrett played a major role for Southwest Airlines, like during the start of the 21st century. And yeah, she is a very nice person and a staple for Southwest Airlines. So you got the NG logo right there, 1/400 scale Diecast collectible models, Diecast metal, Boeing licensed product, and the aircraft registration, which is November 872 Charlie Bravo. And I seen this beautiful aircraft back in like January this year. And yeah, it was on an overcast day, but overall the lighting ended up looking very nice. And yeah, the Canyon Blue livery really does shine on the Max 8. And yeah, I really love on how that really turned out, to say the least. Here's the sides right there, looking very nice. Also, kind of like the same for each side. And here's the back side of the box right there. You got the NG logo right there. And of course, everything else. You got the warning hazards right there, and their social media pages, and the item number is 88002, which is their second 737 MAX 8 produced by NG Models. So I'm really excited to have this model in my collection. Once again, it will work well for November 871 Hotel Kilo, the Herbert Kelleher plane. This is Colin Barrett's plane. And yeah, very nice that they kept this special livery on the Max. And overall, the Canyon Blue livery looks very nice on the Max. And as I take her out, wow, there she is. Take a look at that. And here's my CRP from NG. I also had this for like the Coco livery as well. But I also have this for the Max 8. And can't wait to see her in full force. Wow. Take a look at that. Ooh, wow. Very nice. Okay, wings are good. Also that. Good. And good. Wow. Take a look at that. Wow. Oh my gosh. Let me give you guys a closer look on this thing. Holy moly. Wow. This is... Wow, a job well done from NG right there. Wow. Super nice right there. And yeah, it rolls freely as well. But other than that, this beautiful Max 8 is looking absolutely gorgeous. NG, wonderful job on this model right here. And here's the absolutely wonderful NG models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 Max 8 in the Canyon Blue Retro livery with the Colin Barrett sticker. Wow, this is an absolutely job well done from NG. Their Max mold is just superior, and I'm just super fortunate to have this model along with November 871 Hotel Kilo, also from NG model. So I'm so happy to have both of these planes in my collection. So of course we'll start with the front with the cockpit windows right there, and then you got the Colin Barrett sticker right there. And then there's the nose gear and nose gear door. For some reason I kind of like realized that the 872 kind of seems like a bit smudged, so it doesn't show like the proper letters properly. So that's what I noticed from there, but it isn't too noticeable, I would say, so it's okay. And then you got the E-Tops logo right there. You got the nice nose shape of the aircraft right there. And then you got your L1 boarding door right there. Also, there's some pitot tubes right there. And then there's your static point detail right there. You also got the bottom antenna right there. And moving on to the middle side of the aircraft, you got your emergency exit doors right there and your top antenna along with the CFM LEAP 1B engines right there. And what I noticed from like the November 871 plane is like this silver rim kind of seems a bit like too thin on the desert plane. But this one seems accurate. It's kind of like the rim on like the Max 8, the LEAP 1B engine, kind of seems a bit thicker. So kind of like nice that NG managed to fix that, so that's very nice. And then here's the main landing gear right there, alongside with that. You got the Wi-Fi dome right there. And moving on to the wing, you got the advanced winglets right there, looking very nice and proportional. Moving on to some other wing details, so here's some other wing details right there, if I could try to focus that as well. You got the engine pylons right there, along with the emergency exit light indicators. And then you got the red fairings right there, along with the CSFF, or like this black portion right there. That's the heat pad for the ice. And then you got your slat details right there, along with some flap detail right there, and your ground speed, ground spoilers, and flight spoiler detail as well. Looking very nice. And then, as I kind of like focus it again, you also got like the bottom antennas right there. As you can see, if I can point them, there we go. And moving on to like this side of the aircraft, close to the very back, you got the back antenna right there, along with the L2 door and the US flag on the dorsal fin. And then you got the aircraft registration, November 872 Charlie Bravo. And then moving on to the empennage of the aircraft, you got the Max 8 APU right there, and the horizontal stabilizers, and the Canyon Blue tail looking absolutely nice. Wow. The Canyon Blue tail, wow. I grew up with the Canyon Blue back then. Well, I got so many pictures of the Canyon Blue livery for Southwest. And yeah, of course these liveries is gonna be fading out soon, so you gotta like catch these Canyon Blue planes as quickly as possible. But anyways, now we're on the starboard side. You got like the front cargo door somewhere right there, along with your R doors. And moving on to the aft side of the aircraft, your aft cargo door should be somewhere right there. And is that like a paint smudge or something? Yeah, that kind of looks like a bit of a paint smudge. I don't know why is it there, but anyway, I mean, like, is that like, I'm not sure if it's on the other side, on the port side, yeah, it's not there. So I don't know why is it there, but hey, it's not like too noticeable, but I'll take it. And now for a top view of this aircraft. So here's the top view side of the aircraft right there, looking very nice. Let me kind of like zoom it in. There we go. So here's the top side. Moving on to the bottom side. Here's the bottom. Once again, no stand hole, which I do wish NG can do like a stand hole on the 737s. That way it would look very nice. Here's the front side of the aircraft with no rocket ship engines and nice ground flex configuration for the Max. And moving on to the back side of the aircraft, looking very nice as well. So overall, a job well done from NG Models on their Max 8. And I gotta say, their Max 8 models are continuing to be amazing. And yeah, hopefully I can see more Max 8s coming soon from NG Models. And I gotta say, looking very nice right there. Look at the Canyon Blue. Oop. Take a look at that. Wow. Such a nice aircraft from NG Models, and I'm just so fortunate to have it. So, that is it for box 2, so let's line up all my models from there. And here are the 2 models I have from West Coast Diecast. You got the Max 8 Canyon Blue Retro and the Coco 737-700. So, quite interesting choice from like West Coast. I was not expecting the Coco livery to come here. I still want my Canyon Blue blended, but I don't think they have those in West Coast Diecast's like shelves anymore. So I may have to look for another retailer that still has that. And I found some retailers, so I may try to like do something about that. But other than that, these models are very nice to add to my collection, but mostly the Max 8 Canyon Blue Retro. So overall, very nice models, and I'm just super nice to have these models, I would say. Quite the oddball to say the least from this next portion, but yeah. But not the next portion, from this portion, that's what I meant to say. So, quite an oddball to say the least. But other than that, these models look very nice. And let's move on to my third model. Alright, and moving on to our next model. This model comes from WaffleCollectables, and this model is actually very special because this is my first eBay auction win. So, I managed to actually win this model from eBay during like a auction selling, or like they were like bidding this model. I ended up being on the top at the last second. So I was very happy to finally win this model, and it's gonna be very special because I've been wanting a model out of this for quite a long time, I gotta say. Like ever since I started collecting. I'm kind of embarking on another model airport that I'm planning on building on, and I want this model to be in my collection. So I'm just excited. And yeah, I'm another model from WaffleCollectables once again. And yeah, I'm just beyond excited to finally have this particular aircraft in my collection. And as I cut through the top right there we go. And as I open up the box, you got all these newspaper. Let me just take it out. So here is all these newspaper right there. Let me once again, I'm gonna take all these out, and here we go. Ooh, I can feel something. It's a model plane, and there it is. This is the Aeroclassics 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Heart livery. Wow, I've been wanting a Heart livery 737-700 for such a long time, and Aeroclassics has one. And I'm just beyond excited to win this model from eBay. So I'm super happy about this. It is a blue box. Of course, they don't want to like get in trouble with Southwest. But yeah, I guess that's what they did there. So that is it for this box. So we're gonna like put this aside. And I'm just excited. Wow. Very excited to have this model in my collection. And here we go with the Aeroclassics or blue box 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Heart livery with blended winglets. I'm just excited to add this model to my collection. It's a model that I've been dying to have in my collection for quite a while. And while I only have one, I'm excited to add more if ever like NG does one. Like I'm going for this Aeroclassics from now on, but if NG were to do like a Heart livery blended or splits, I would replace it with those. But yeah, I'm just excited to have a Heart livery in my collection for the 737-700. So nothing is kind of like too special for this box. It's just a blue box, and then you have this square cutout where you can see the aircraft from inside, and you got 1/400 scale. And then moving on right here is the aircraft registration. You got Southwest Airlines right there, This aircraft was registered November 7080 Whiskey, and this aircraft is now scrapped at like a graveyard or something, like a boneyard. I'm not sure where. And here is Waffle's database sticker right there. You can see right there, 69815. And here's the backside, all your choking hazards. Oops. These are all your choking hazards. Nothing really too special about this box, to be honest, but that's the model itself. Just want to get this model. So yeah. As I take out the flaps, there she is. And I also do have like this thing for WaffleCollectables. So here's like WaffleCollectables' business card. This is like my first time having one, I must say. So quite interesting. And then you can use Facebook for a 10% off. So that's that. But there she is. Kind of like a bit dusty. Of course, it's been sitting on Waffle shelves for quite a while. But other than that, this is a very nice model, I gotta say. Wow, take a look at that. Of course, wing checks and horizontal stabilizer checks. And she is looking good. Wow. Ooh, oh my god, wow. Super fortunate to have a Heart Livery 700 in my collection. Once again, wow. Looks very nice indeed. As I set her down, take a look at that beauty right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. The color, I would say, is quite interesting to say the least. But other than that, I'll still review it regardless. And here's the NG models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 with blended winglets in the Heart Livery. Once again, I'm very happy to have my first Heart Livery 700 in my collection, and let me assess the color. So like, we'll just like, I don't want to go into, yeah, I want to go to reviewing quickly. So of course we're going to start with the port side. So here is the port side of the aircraft. You got your cockpit windows right there, along with some pitot tube details. And I gotta say, like, the nose shape of their Aeroclassics mold of the 737 is quite interesting. Kinda somewhat accurate, but not as too accurate, to say the least. And then you got your nose gear and nose gear door right there. Now, let me give you, like, an assessment on the color. It's kind of like, for these lighting conditions, it is quite a bit dark. But I'm not sure how it would look like in, like, sunlight conditions, but looking at it, it kind of looks a bit dark. Yeah, and Aeroclassics, including like these, like, it also kind of looks like dull, to say. It kind of looks a bit dull. Looking at the yellow and the red, it kind of looks a bit dull when I look at it. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I'm like, the mold itself is okay. I'm like, the colors could have been a lot better, but hey, that's Aeroclassics. Then you got your L1 boarding door right there and your heart logo. Moving on to this side, you got the Southwest Airlines billboard tiles right there, along with the CFM 56-7B engines with the SouthwestAirlines.com tiles right there. There's your single emergency exit door right there. There are no antennas or like Wi-Fi boxes in this model because like it's Aeroclassics. That's kind of like their standards. Here's their main landing gear right there, along with the blended winglets right there. Moving on to some wing detail. Not much on wing detail, I must add. Well, kind of. You got your emergency exit slide indicators right there, along with the cold soaked fuel frost and the engine pylons. It has some nice slat detailing, I would add. And then here's some fairings right there, along with some flaps, and can't hardly see much of the, like, the speed brake detail. It isn't as engraved that much, unlike NG does, but hey, I mean, it's Aeroclassics. I'm not gonna complain about them too much. I just want this model in my collection. Moving on to like this side, you got the aircraft registration, November 708 Sierra Whiskey, along with the US flag mounted, well, printed on the dorsal fin of the aircraft. And then you got your L2 door right there. And then moving on to the empennage of the aircraft, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers, and the Southwest Airlines hardtail, looking very nice. So, very interesting model from Aeroclassics, and yeah, very nice. And then moving on to the empennage. Well, that's not the empennage, that's the starboard side. Yeah, that's the starboard side of the aircraft. So here's the starboard. You got the front cargo door right there, and the aft cargo door is right there. And now for some different perspectives of this aircraft. So here's the top view. Not much on detailing on the top view. Here's the bottom. Not much on the bottom, other than you have like a stand hole and some like engraved holes for like the main landing gear, which I like on how Aeroclassics added that. And then you got your Southwest Heart logo right there. moving on to like the front side of the aircraft, here is the front side, looking very nice. And then moving on to the back side, here it is, the back side of the aircraft. I also like on how, well, the horizontal stabilizers, you know, the right side kind of seems like straight, while the left side kind of seems upwards, which I would say not as accurate, but hey, I mean, like, what can I do about it? But other than that, this is a very nice model from Aeroclassics, and once again, a very nice model to add to my collection, as I have my first hard livery 737-700. More to come, to say the least, because like, I'm gonna need a lot of them for my upcoming model airport. And yeah, they are the largest, Southwest is the largest operator of this type, so I would definitely need a lot of these. But other than that, this is my first one, and I'm just super fortunate to have that model in my collection. So yeah, so that's it for this box, but I'm technically not done with massive unboxing yet, as I got a couple more models to add as well. So I'm gonna give you guys an overall collection of what the models are gonna be like for this portion of this massive unboxing, and then probably the next day I'll move on to the second portion. So let's take a look at those models right now. Alright, so here is part 1 for Massive Unboxing 5, and you can already guess it, this is an all Southwest Airlines Massive Unboxing, so quite interesting right there, because Southwest Airlines, I would probably need a lot of Southwest Airlines models in my collection at some point. So yeah, here are all my Southwest planes so far, so let me give you guys my pencil. So here we have Tennessee 1 from NG models, and then we have Illinois 1 as well. And then here's the Coco livery for the 700 and the Canyon Blue Max 8 for... So these 4 models are from NG models. So you have all these models right there. And this is my only Aeroclassics model, the Southwest 737-700 in the hard livery with blended winglets. Really fortunate to have this model, and really fortunate to win this model from the eBay auction. So yeah, overall this first started like the mass unboxing 8. So 8 models, well, I'm not sure how many models will there be in this mass unboxing, but I sure there's gonna be more than 6 models. But other than that, that is part 1, so far I have a total of 5 model planes. And yeah, expect more to come, so like, I'll probably transition into the next day or so, and yeah, continue the mass unboxing from there. So, that is it for part 1, and yeah, let's move on to part 2. And I'm back here for part 2 for Massive Unboxing 8. It's like a couple of weeks from now, so here it is right there. This is part 2 for Massive Unboxing 8. So, I got 2 boxes right here, containing 3 Southwest models in there, and one of them are recent releases, and the other one is a previous release, as you can see on the right. This is actually a recent one that came in today, and I'm just excited to unbox these 2 boxes right here, and we're gonna finish out Massive Unboxing 8 with these 2 boxes. So, let's begin with the one in the right. So that's the cardboard box. So I want to save this one for later because these are recent releases and I haven't seen these models. Well, I've seen them in the retailer, but I haven't seen these models in person. So I'm eager to see on how they look like, but for now, let's unbox the cardboard box first. So that's the one to your right. So let's do it. Alright, so let's begin with our first box right here for part 2 of Massive Unboxing 8. This box comes from PandaFox Toys, and this box actually came in today as of this recording, so as you can see. And it's a model that I think I had for part 1, however it was the wrong one, so if it all goes well, this should be the model that is inside this box. Now they do have a couple of these in stock on their shelves when I last looked at them, so I decided to purchase one. I did purchase this last week, like on a Friday of the week I'm currently recording, so it was last Friday, so I'm excited to have this model in my collection, and hopefully it all goes well like I said. So, eager to see on how this model is going to turn out. So, alright, come on, and there we go. Let's cut that, and hopefully, come on, there we go. Alright, just kind of like making sure I didn't make a huge indentation on my cutting board. But here we go. So inside these plastic, we got all these packing paper, and once again, if everything all goes well, I should have the model. But first, let's have a look at the coupon code for PandaFox Toys. So here it is. This expires on July 8th, so you have like a couple of months before the code is expired. So the code is Yankee 17 Echo 4 X-Ray. So that's the code right there if you want that. And here we go, and here it is right there. And yes sir, finally I was able to have this model, but that is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Canyon Blue livery with blended winglets. Finally, I now have a model of this. It was the missing model that I have from West Coast Diecast, and I have finally acquired it, at long last. So I guess that is it for the PandaFox box. So we're gonna, shoot! There we go, and just throw this packing paper. But either way, I'm finally happy to have my Southwest Canyon Blue blended in my collection. And there she is, the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Canyon Blue livery with blended winglets. Super excited to finally have a model of this in my collection, and this was the exact model that I was referring to for the West Coast Diecast order I did. Initially, this was going to be part of the package, however, it was then swapped into like the Coco livery instead, because I'm not sure what really happened to be exact with the one from West Coast. Either one, maybe somebody already bought it already, and two, maybe the last model they had was broken, so therefore they had to like switch it up to the Coco livery. But either way, I finally had this model in my collection at long last, and thank you PandaFox Toys for sending me this to my house, so I'm very happy. So you got the Boeing 737-700 tiles right there, you got the computer generated image of the aircraft, you got this nice art for the Southwest Canyon Blue tail for the Canyon Blue livery, so you got Southwest right there, and all these other colors for the Canyon Blue tail. And you got the NG logo and 1/400 scale diecast collectible model, diecast metal. And then you got your Boeing license product right there, and the aircraft registration is right here, which is November 9057 Whiskey November. And this aircraft is already in the Heart livery. So yeah, these Canyon Blue planes are going to be going out very quick. And this is my first actual Canyon Blue plane, not the retro livery. Excluding the retro livery, this is my first Southwest 737 Canyon Blue plane. So here's the sides right there, looking pretty much the same. And here's the back side, so you got all your choking hazards right there, and the NG social media pages, and the item number of this model is 77023. So I'm really excited to have this model in my collection, as I said a couple of times, but what I'm more excited of is seeing if this model is completely intact. So I'm eager to see to find out, and yeah. But other than that, PandaFox Toys is a great retailer, and most of the times when I order from PandaFox, they always came intact, so it'll be no surprise for this model to come intact as well. And there she is right there, looking very nice, and of course it's in the updated 737 cradle, because they want to make sure that no model comes broken. And here's my CRP from NG. This is in the August 2022 format. Of course I got a couple of these already, so nothing new to me. And yeah, here's the model itself. But yeah, I'm very excited to see if this model is intact, and she is looking very nice. Wow, take a look at that. Of course, let's check all the QC stuff. So the wing is good, nice, and horizontal stabilizers as well, and perfect. So we got our Canyon Blue 737-700 with blended winglets, and I'm super fortunate to finally have a model like this in my collection. Once again, this is my first ever Canyon Blue plane for NG models, or kind of like a Canyon Blue Southwest plane in general. So there she is right there. And here's the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Canyon Blue livery with blended winglets. A very nice model from NG Models, and I gotta say, the model itself looks very nice, and once again, super fortunate to have this model. So let's get reviewing with the model itself. Beginning with the port side, you got the cockpit windows right there, and then you got the nice shape of the Boeing 737 nose, and then you can't see the outline of the radome nor some pitot tube details, but I think that's blocked by my light. Then you got the nose gear and nose gear door right there with part of the registration right there, and then you got the L1 boarding door, and I think this is supposed to be like the free Wi-Fi on board symbol right there. There's your stack ports right there, and of course, you got all your windows right there. Moving on to the middle section of the aircraft, you got your single emergency exit door right there, your top antenna as well as your bottom antenna as well right there. Then you got your Wi-Fi dome, you got the main landing gear and the CFM 56-7B engines right there. And let me see the stripe. Yeah, it looks pretty straight, so that's very nice. Moving on to the wing detail, so let me just pull this up right there. There we go. So here's the wing detail. You got the emergency exit slide indicators right there. If I can try to grab my pencil again. There we go. So here's the emergency exit slide indicators. There's your cold soak fuel frost right there. This area right there, of course, it heats up the wing just in case ice forms on the wing. And then there's your engine pylons right there, very nice. And then there's your red fairings. Most of the Canyon Blue livery, the Canyon Blue livery to be exact, always has these red fairings. And I gotta say, NG really did print them or painted them very nicely. And here's the blended winglet right there. It's kind of like hard to see, but you also got the Southwest logo, which I gotta say, they printed very nicely. The small Southwest text. I know it's kind of like blurry right now, but they printed the small Southwest text very nicely on this model right here. So very nice. Props to NG on that. Moving on to the back side of the aircraft, you got your L2 door right there, and then the registration of the aircraft, November 957, Whiskey November. And then there's the US flag, of course, on the dorsal fin. And then moving on to the empennage of the aircraft, there's your APU. Well, the APU is right there. There's your horizontal stabilizers right there. And moving on to the tail, there it is. The Southwest Airlines Canyon Blue tail, looking very sharp. And of course, the colors on this is very saturated. So I like to see that for an NG Southwest model. And yeah, very nice model indeed. And then moving on to the starboard side, let me focus again. There we go. So this was where the forward cargo door would be. And moving on to the back, the aft cargo doors should be somewhere right there. And now moving on to the top of the aircraft. So here's the top of the aircraft right there, looking very nice and has some amazing detail. Moving on to the bottom side, there it is. Of course, also detail right there. No rat turbine for the 737. Actually, no other 737 has a rat turbine. But hey, at least there's some great detail, including this like gear gap right there. NG did a nice job. However, there's no stand, of course, for a 737 by NG, which is kind of reasonable. I hope they can actually like paint it in the future. Like, I hope they can actually like put a stand, like a stand hole for that 737 mold in the future. And yeah, looking at the main gear, they actually painted the red thing, the red tire, very nicely right there. So that's very nice. Moving on, oop, come on. There we go. So moving on to the front of the aircraft, there it is, looking very nice. And then moving on to the back side, there it is. Perfect. So yeah, a very nice model from NG Models on their November set. Or to be particular, it's the November 2022 release set. And overall, it really did take a while for me to get this model in my collection. I was gonna plan on getting 2 of them, however, because of like Southwest's situation with the Canyon Blue livery, I decided to stick with 1 because like you're not gonna be seeing these every day nowadays. But other than that, I'm really happy to have a Canyon Blue model in my collection. And yeah, a very nice model indeed. So now that we got into this model, let's move on to the final box for this massive unboxing. And here's the final box for Massive Unboxing 8. This box comes from WaffleCollectables, and these are actually recent NG releases. So I decided to get these, and of course I got these from Priority Mail, and I don't think I never ordered 2 models from WaffleCollectables before, so this really marks my first time doing so. Of course, with most of my models, I would sometimes purchase 1 model for like WaffleCollectables or West Coast Diecast, but I never purchased 2, so quite interesting right there for Waffle right there. So let's get started opening this up. And yeah, once again, these are releases from recent ones from NG. These are recent NG releases. One came from like the March release set, and the other is from the April release set, which was last month's release set. And overall, I'm excited for these 2 models right there. And overall, they're gonna be nice for my collection. So I'm eager to see what these models are. And of course, you probably already saw the thumbnail, so yeah. Alright, so we got that opened up. So let's take a look at it. And from all these stuff right here, we got all these like styrofoam. So this is 1 styrofoam right there. So that goes out. And then we got another one. That also goes out as well. And I don't know what this is. Is this like grocery bags? Actually, I think there's like grocery stuff from like China or something. So we're just gonna shoot that because I don't need that. And inside we have 2 models inside this newspaper. So let's take a look at that. And I see them right there. So let's start off with this model right here. It's another Canyon Blue plane, but this one has split scimitars. So as you can see, this one has split scimitars, and also excited to have this model. I did miss out on the April 2021 release set, or this version of the April releases for 2021, so I'm really glad to have this. But also, I have another special livery, and that's, oh my god, what is this? Oh, I do apologize, guys, but here we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Lone Star 1 livery. And yeah, I don't know what happened right here. I don't know how did this, like, what are these things? Okay, I'm just here to make sure that nothing comes broken, but looking at the Lone Star 1, yeah, kind of gotten beaten up real bad. I don't know what really happened right there, but I'll see if I can clean these boxes up, and yeah. So those are all the boxes. Yeah, I don't know what really happened with these boxes or why. I think it's coming from like this plastic paper. I'm not really quite sure, but yeah, that is it for the waffles box. So we're gonna like show that. But other than that, either way, I'm really glad to have these models. So yeah, let's get these models cleaned up and then we're gonna proceed with the unboxing. And here are my two final Southwest models from WaffleCollectables. Really nice to have these models in my collection. Another perfect example of getting more Southwest models, and I did manage to clean the boxes a bit, so there's kind of a little bit of stains, but it's to the point where I managed to like get the box clean. So overall, I think I did an okay job on that. But other than that, I'm really excited to unbox them. And let's begin with the Canyon Blue one first, because I do want to save Lone Star 1 for last, because 1, it's a special livery, and 2, it's a recent release set. It's a recent release model. So let's get started with the Canyon Blue split scimitar first. Okay, so let's begin with the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 with Canyon Blue livery. This time it now has split scimitars. So once again, I did miss out on the April 2021 rendition of this model, and when they released it in March of 2023, yes, March 2023, I finally got this model, and surprisingly enough, it wasn't even sold out as of, I think it isn't sold out right now. But hey, I mean like, it's a Canyon Blue. But I do want to get this because like I do want to represent a Southwest 737-700 in my collection. Although there isn't as many Canyon Blues left in the world. Or for Southwest to be exact. So it's really nice to have this model. So you got the Boeing 737-700 tiles right there. The CGI image of the aircraft. You got the Southwest. Kind of like similar to like the blended Winglets one. Except it has like different colors. So quite interesting right there. So nothing much to go over. You got the NG logo, 1/4 scale diecast collectible models, diecast metal, Boeing licensed product, and the aircraft registration, which is November 251 Whiskey November. And this aircraft is also painted in the heart livery. And I do have my blended box with me, so it forms a very nice art piece right there. So when I line this up, come on, there we go. Look at that, very nice. 2 artworks in one. So you got the split scimitar right there, and then you also got the blended winglet one as well. And look at that, very nice piece right there from NG. So I really like on how NG really designs these boxes. It's not really too often, but for some models, that is very nice. So here's the database sticker for Waffle. I'll just take this out because yes. So here are the sides right there. Once again, they're pretty much simple, nothing too special. And then moving on to the back, you got your NG logo, their social media pages, and hazards and all that stuff, and the item number is 77022. So let's get unboxing with a small. There's already an opening right there, so let's take a look at that. Alright, so now that we got that open, let's take out the model itself, and there she is right there. And of course, let me see if I have my CRP. I do, and this one's in the January 2023 format, so of course it's in like a reddish pink, so yeah. But other than that, nice to have another Canyon Blue plane in my collection. And of course, with the split scimitar, since I already missed out on the April 2021 one. So, that's good. Wings are good. Also good. Horizontals. Let me double check on that one. And there we go. So we got our split scimitar Southwest Canyon Blue plane intact as well. So, overall, a very nice model. And overall, looking at the model to be exact, like, it's very nice. The Canyon Blue, the blue looks very bright, vibrant. And overall, a very nice model from NG. And overall, looking at it in person to be exact, it is a beautiful model. And here's the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Canyon Blue livery with split scimitars, the second rendition from NG Models March 2023 releases. A very nice model to add to my collection. It will go well with my blended winglets one that I reviewed earlier. So let's get started with the review of the box, well, the model to be exact. So of course we're going to start with the port side with the cockpit windows right there. And then you got all these radome detail and the pitot tube details. Of course, it can't be hardly seen because, yeah, it's a canyon blue plane. I'm not gonna go into further detail about this since it's literally the same thing. So you got your nose gear and nose gear door right there, L1 boarding door, and the free Wi-Fi logo. There's your static port detail right there, and of course you got your bottom antenna, the CFM 56-7B engines right there, main landing gear, and then your emergency exit door, your top antenna, and the Wi-Fi dome, looking very nice. Here's a split scimitar, and honestly, looks proportional, but yeah, it looks very nice to say the least. It could be done better because like the bottom part is like kind of protruding more longer than the previous, well, in real life, but yeah, I mean, quite reasonable. But NG can do better on the split scimitar. Hopefully they can improve on that. So here's all the wing detail, of course, with your CSFF, the red fairings, and the emergency exit slide indicators. And then you got your slat detail, leading edge, and your trailing edge details with speed brakes and flaps. Moving on to like the back side of the aircraft right there. You got the L2 door. Let me get my pencil. So here's the L2 door right there. And the registration, November 251, Whiskey November. And the US flag on the dorsal fin. And then moving on to the empennage of the aircraft, you got your APU right there, and the horizontal stabilizers, and the canyon blue tail itself, looking very nice. So once again, nice model from NG, and it's very nice. Moving on to the starboard, and you got your forward cargo bin right there, and the aft cargo bins are there at the back. Let me give you guys a top view of the model. So here's the top view right there, looking very nice and detailed. Moving on to the bottom side, no stand hole. Of course, I do want NG to make one in the future for their 737 mold. Very nice detail right there. Moving on to the front side of the aircraft, also looking nice as well. And moving on to the very back side, there it is. So here's the back side. So once again, a very nice model for NG models, and glad they actually managed to do a re-release of this model because like I know there are a few Southwest Canyon Blue planes with split scimitars that still operate or hasn't been repainted yet. And overall, a very nice model, and hopefully I can represent that on my future model airports. So that is the Canyon Blue 737 splits. Now let's move on to our final model for this massive unboxing. And to round off massive unboxing 8, we have the NG models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Lone Star 1 livery. Really nice to add another special state livery to my collection, and Lone Star 1 has been an idea NG would do for quite a long time, and finally they have made it. And originally I was gonna go for the Panda version of this model, however when NG did release this on the April 2023 set, I was like, never mind, and went for this model instead. And that is a good thing because the Panda version had some of a printing issue, mainly on the main landing gear. Because when they made this model, they painted the main landing gear red, which is not like that on the 737-700. It was originally on the 737-300 in the original Lone Star 1 livery. However, when they rolled this out, it's not painted red anymore, and it's kind of like a whitish grayish main landing gear instead. And when I see the factory image of this model, I'm glad that NG got it right. So very fortunate to have this model in my collection and on a superior 737 mold. So I'm very happy with that. So you got the Boeing 737-700 tiles right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft. You got the Lone Star representing the Texas flag. You got, I gotta say, this is a very nice box art as well. You got all these like Southwest colors right there, and of course you got all the colors of the Texas flag right there. Very nice. You got the Lone Star 1 tiles in this font. Now it's not like Lone Star 1 and the others. Lone Star 1 is designed like this because like this is their first Southwest state livery they have. This is like their first state livery for Southwest Airlines, so that's why they kept it in this style right there. And then you got the NG logo right there. You got the 1/400 scale diecast collectible models, diecast mail. Southwest Airlines, Boeing licensed product, and the registration of the aircraft is November 931 Whiskey November. And I have seen Lone Star 1 twice. The first one, I caught this aircraft back in October 2021. However, it was a backlit shot, and honestly, looking back at that image, my photos have gotten better ever since. But yeah, that was a backlit shot, so unfortunately, I wasn't really proud of it. But my second shot was a lot better, as I did caught this aircraft taking off, and overall, I got a very nice departure shot of that aircraft. And with good lighting conditions, that made it a very nice photo. So I was glad to have a better photo of Lone Star 1 for the second time. So yeah, very nice state livery right there. And once again, a very nice true history for Southwest Airlines because of their hub in Dallas, Love Field, and some other places like Austin, Bergstrom. So here's the back side. Well, before I move on to the back side, here's the sides right there. Looking pretty much identical and the same. And then moving on to the back side of the box right there, you got the NG logo right there, their social media pages, and the warning hazards. And the item number of this model is 77013. And as I mentioned before, the box kind of, well, there's a bit of like a dent on this side, so I really don't know what happened right there. But I'm hoping this model is intact, nothing comes broken. And yeah, most of this massive unboxing, I didn't even see a model come broken. So hopefully this isn't the case for Lone Star 1. And yeah, hopefully she stays intact, because Lone Star 1 has been a livery, a special livery that I've been wanting in my collection for quite some time. So let's take a look at her and see if she's intact. And there she is. Wow, take a look at that beauty right there. Alright, now let's see if I have my CFP, which I should. And this is in the January 2023 format, so here it is right there. I'll take care of that on my spare time, but I'm just here to see the model itself. Wow, take a look at this beauty right there. Wow, and coming out of the cradle, wow, looking absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's check the QC. Are we good? We're good with the wings. How about the horizontal stabilizers? Wow, take a look at that. NG models, fantastic on this model. This is a very nice model NG did. Wow, very beautiful indeed. Wow. The Lone Star 1, a very beautiful special livery for Southwest, and it is really a true testimony on how Southwest operates out of their hubs in Texas, Dallas Love Field and Austin Bergstorm. Man, that model is just absolutely amazing. And here she is, the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Lone Star 1 livery. A very nice model from NG Models right there, and overall, with a superior 737 mold and Lone Star 1, that just makes it a very nice model to add to my collection. And NG did a wonderful job on this model right here. So let's get started with the port side. So you got the cockpit windows right there, and then you got the pitot tubes detail. And I think you can see a little bit in more detail about the pitot tubes, kinda close. But yeah, there's a radome outline right there, and then there's your nose gear and nose gear door with part of the registration. And then you got the Lone Star 1 tiles right there. You got your L1 boring door and the Southwest heart. And then you got the big star for the Texas flag right there. Very nice and well printed on this model right here. Moving on to the middle section, you got the top antenna as well as the bottom antenna right there. And then there's your CFM56-7B engines, or if it's CFM56-7Bs, along with the engine pylon. There's your single emergency exit door right there, and the white Wi-Fi dome right there. And there's your blended winglets, looking very nice. And then there's the main landing gear, and as you can see, it's painted white, much better than the Panda version. And then moving on to the wing, let's zoom out, and let's take a look at that wing. Here's the wing detail right there. You got the emergency exit slide indicators right there, the cold soak fuel frost indicators, and then you also got some slat details for the leading edge. And then moving on to the slat side, or well, the flap side. These are the trailing edge details right there. You got the fairings right there and the speed brakes and spoilers. Looking very nice. Moving on to the back side of the aircraft, kind of like around here. Here's the L2 door right there. And then the registration of the aircraft, which is painted in gray. This is November 931, Whiskey November, like I said. And then moving on to the empennage of the aircraft. You got the US flag right there on the dorsal fin. Dorsal fin, I think, if I were to say that. Yeah, kind of like almost out of talking, but yeah, you got the dorsal fin. I do apologize. And then you got the APU right there and the horizontal stabilizers and the Southwest Airlines tail. Looking very nice, and it's very well printed also. So very nice right there. And then moving on to the starboard side, let me refocus this camera again. There we go. And here's the starboard side. You can see a little bit of detail on the forward cargo door right there. And then moving on to the back side, you got the two aft cargo doors, which should be positioned somewhere right there and right there. And I forgot to mention, these are the bottom dual antennas right there, looking very nice. And now moving on to our top view of the aircraft. So here's the top view right there. looking very nice, and all these amazing details from the beacon light. Moving on to the bottom side of the aircraft, it got these other details as well from all these like stuff for the aircraft. No stand hole, like, yeah, as per usual. Moving on to the front side of the aircraft, looking very nice as well. Nice ground flex and no clunky nose landing gears. And moving on to the back side, here it is, perfectly leveled horizontal stabilizers. So what a special livery for NG models. Really nice that they knocked out Lone Star 1. I'm hoping they can do Florida 1, California 1, Louisiana 1, because like, I know they did Colorado, Maryland, Missouri, and what else? Oh yeah, I can also think New Mexico 1, because like I don't think I see a New Mexico 1 model before in the hardtail, so hopefully NG can also do that as well. But other than that, we have Lone Star 1, and it's another state livery knockdown for NG, so that's a very nice model right there. And what a way to finish off Massive Unboxing 8, a very beautiful special livery from Southwest Airlines. So that's pretty much it for this massive unboxing, so let's line up all my Southwest models and conclude this video. And trust me, there's gonna be a lot of Southwest models, so let's do it, everybody. But before that, let's have a look at these two models from WaffleCollectables. These two models are absolutely nice to add to my collection, especially for Lone Star 1, but the Candy Blue Splits is also a nice addition to my collection as well, and my Southwest fleet as a whole. So it's very nice to have these models in my collection, and overall, let's have a look at all the Southwest models. Time for the big one. And here are all my models that I unboxed for Massive Unboxing 8. A very nice assortment of aircraft right here. I unboxed a total of 8 models for one airline, which is Southwest Airlines. I don't think I've never done a massive unboxing where it's just one airline, furthermore, one aircraft in one video. So quite an interesting thing to start something new. I don't think this is never done in the mall playing community as of yet, so it's really nice to try this out. And overall, quite interesting to say the least. So let's get started reviewing each model one by one. So let me zoom in my camera. Now keep in mind the audio quality might be different as I zoom. Oh crap, hang on. Hang on guys, I think this is how far I can zoom, but let me fix the camera and then we'll continue the review from there. There we go. Now I hope this is much better and hopefully the quality is like pretty much the same as the previous video. So let's get started with a review of each model. So let's begin here with the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Tennessee 1 livery. A very nice model from NG Models. Now keep in mind these are all NG models, so yeah, NG has taken over for this massive unboxing right here. So here's Tennessee 1 right there, a very nice model once again from NG Models, and overall really nice to have this in my collection. But I also have the beautiful Illinois 1 livery. If I can try to like make sure the Canyon Blue tail is out of the way. So here is Illinois 1 right there, another nice model from NG under December 2022 releases. And overall, they did a wonderful job on this model right here. And fortunate to see Illinois 1 in person, and being that my last state livery that I need to catch. So really nice right there. Next up, we have the Coco livery on the 737-700. So here she is right there. I really don't know what to do with this model, to be exact. I don't think I'm going to feature this model in many of my airport updates because this is a retired livery. So what I'm going to do with this model is probably sell it on eBay or probably like ship it to someone else. Like DM me on Instagram if you want this model. I might have to like think about this model of selling it or to someone, but yeah, I'm going to be either selling it to, well, ship it to someone else or sell it on eBay. So if you want this model, then DM me on Instagram. And I'm happy to reply. Next up, we have the Southwest 737-700 with blended winglets in the heart livery. Very nice and fortunate to finally have a blended, well, a heart livery aircraft in general. And I know this is an Aeroclassics mold and the color is really dull, but if it's a 737-700 from Southwest in the heart livery, then I gotta get it because I'm gonna have a lot of those, and hopefully NG can do one. And let's see how NG does their take, because I don't think NG has ever done one at all. Maybe they can do one with splits or blended, I'm just not sure. But overall, we have this livery right here. Next up, we have the beautiful Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Lone Star 1 livery, a recent model from NG's April releases, and I gotta say, this is a killer model, and NG did a wonderful job on this model, everything from the printing, and the main landing gear being the right color, so really nice right there. What a beauty she is. And now, to finish it off, we have our Canyon Blue plane, so let me zoom out a little bit. So let's start off with our Canyon Blue 737-700 with blended winglets. A very nice model from NG's November set. And yeah, this is like one of my first Canyon Blue planes in my collection. Like I said, I think I talked about it when I unboxed this model already. But yeah, it's one of my first Canyon Blue planes. So here's the Southwest 737-700 with blended winglets in the Canyon Blue livery. We also have the split Scimitar version of this model, or this aircraft. And yeah, a very nice model. Similar to the blended, it's a very nice model, and yeah, glad to have it. And to top it all off, we have the 737 MAX 8 in the Canyon Blue Retro livery. A very well done model from NG Models, and overall, it looks super nice on NG's MAX mold. Wow, take a look at that. Let me see if I can try putting horizontally. Well, this is the best I can do. But yeah, a very nice model from NG Models, and the Max mold from them is absolutely incredible. Just superior to say the least. So, yeah, now if I could try zooming this out, yeah, it's kind of like zoomed in. So, I'm gonna like zoom this out a little bit more, and then we're gonna finish off this video with the conclusion. So yeah, this is rather a different massive unboxing than all the other massive unboxings I did previously. So yeah, quite an interesting change like I said. And overall, really nice to have these Southwest models because I'm trying to build up my Southwest fleet because like, I might be building an airport that has Southwest in it, I'm not sure. Who knows if I'm going to be building one in the future. Of course I do have KRVL, but if I were to build something like Santa Barbara or Sacramento International Airport, or any airport that has Southwest Airlines in it, then I would need a lot of Southwest models in order to make it accurate. So yeah, it's kind of like starting to build up of Southwest models. I know there hasn't been a Heart livery in a long time, so hopefully that gets released in 2023, or whether it be from Gemini Jets or NG Models. Most likely I'm going to be sticking with NG Models because they have never made one before. So hopefully they can actually make one for the next release set. I'm not sure it'll be on June or July, but we'll just have to wait and see. But other than that, I have these models right there. I know there's a lot of Canyon Blues, which seems inaccurate around this time frame because like more hearts than Canyon Blues. But hey, I'm like, I gotta make use on how much Southwest I need because I need a lot of Southwest models for this model airport. Not sure which model airport it's gonna be, but I just need a lot of Southwest models. So yeah, that is pretty much it for these massive unboxings, for this massive unboxing in general. So massive unboxings aren't going away soon. I know I have been sticking with my budget, so I haven't done a massive unboxing ever since December 2022, so it's nice to bounce back on massive unboxings. And yeah, why not do so with Southwest Airlines, because I need a lot of Southwest Airlines. And yeah, of course, I gotta like save up on money, because like I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing in my future in terms of like spendings, because I don't want to be spending too much. I gotta stick with my budget, and yeah, hopefully I can have enough money to like, I don't know, purchase like something like a flight simulator or some other stuff, but you just never know. But I don't want to talk about money right here. But hey, nice to have these models in my collection. Like I said, I know I said that a couple times, so I do apologize if it's repetitive. But hey, like all these models right here should be perfect for future model airports. And overall, my Southwest Airlines just continues to grow. Hopefully I can grow more models in the future from SWA, DLUV Love Airline. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And if you want to see more of my massive unboxings, then you can click on the card that's going to appear on your screen, and you can check out all my massive unboxings from there. I know you guys enjoy these massive unboxings, and I'm really glad to film this one for you guys. So, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.